So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my experience getting a CT scan as well as a breathing test and an echo. Tomorrow I go for a PET scan, so I'll talk to you about that later. And actually I'm going to talk about an MRI too, kind of compare it to the CT scan that I just had last week. So anyways, I had my CT scan, super easy. You get there, they make you change into hospital gowns, which actually is quite hard, I should say that. Anyways, but I figured it out. Then they put an IV in me, which was super easy. You go into the waiting room, then they call you into the imaging room. And I've been drinking a liter of water leading the hour up to the CT scan. So that was easy too. Had to fast, which is so hard for me because I like to eat a lot, but I survived it. And then once you go into the imaging room, they had me lay down on a bed and they told me to put my arms up like this, to take a deep breath in, and they wheel you or slide you through the little tube thing. But then out the other side you come and you're like, that was easy, that was really quick. I had to take a deep breath in and exhale as I went through. Super easy, was not hard at all. Once I got to the other side, the lady said she was gonna put in a contrast, which makes you feel really warm and it makes you feel like you pee yourself, which was hilarious because, as I mentioned, I had just drank a liter of water and I really had to pee. You didn't have to hold it, but I just didn't have a chance to go before I went into the imaging room. So I was a little bit concerned that maybe I would actually pee my pants. So I said to her, like, will I pee my pants? Because like I really have to go. And she's like, no, you should be fine. So I was like, okay, well, let's hope. So it was fine. She put it in and sure enough, within like 10 seconds, you can feel it kind of going through your chest. And then within 15 seconds, it kind of flushes up your head. You feel like you're having a hot flash and then whoosh, I'm like, yep, it feels like I peed my pants, but I know I didn't. Then you had to take a deep breath in and you slowly had to exhale through your mouth as I took you through the tubey thing once again, and out the other side you come. And that was super easy. They were really nice. It was really quick. Maybe took like 5-7 minutes. Like it was not very long. I was at the hospital for maybe like 45 minutes. But that's just the waiting and the changing and whatever, registering. But yeah, the CT scan was super easy, which I should say is very different than the MRI I had. So I had an MRI back in the summer, so in July, when this is a few months back, when they were trying to determine what was happening with my neck. So I wasn't actually diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, but they mainly wanted to see what this lipoma was all about. So I had an MRI, and before the MRI, they asked me multiple times if I was claustrophobic, which I'm not. Like, I was pretty sure I'm not claustrophobic. I'm not at all. But anyways, when I got there, I changed into my gowns again, and I lay on the bed again, and they asked me again, are you claustrophobic? I'm like, I'm not claustrophobic. But they put this cage over your head, and I'm like, okay, I can see why maybe if you're claustrophobic, you would have a problem with this. And then they say, stay really, really still. And they bring you into another tubey thing. But this tube is like way more enclosed and there's no back side. So it's not like you slide through like the CT scan. No, you like go deep in there. Your whole body is in there, but like you're not, like you don't come out. You're just kind of in there. So I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of like, okay, I'm a little bit claustrophobic. So I think that, I'm not actually claustrophobic. I think it just started playing mind games with me once she asked me like a whole bunch of times leading up to it if I was, because then I was kind of like had a little moment of like, okay, like this is kind of like, how do I get out of here? You can't crawl out. I got a cage over my face. But I was fine. I just like took a deep breath in and just like kind of closed my eyes and just was focusing on my breathing and just listening to what she was saying. I was trying to imagine that I was in a tanning bed because it just, like that would be an enclosed thing and you're just, you're supposed to be relaxing. So that's what I did and it worked quite well. Thank you very much. I just breathed and she was talking to me. Okay, now we're going to start another round of pictures and this will take about 7 minutes or 11 minutes or whatever. So It was about half an hour that I was in there though, like to the point where I started getting uncomfortable because you're laying perfectly still, but like you can only lay still for so long. But I came out in about half an hour, and then she put in some sort of dye. I'm not it didn't make you feel warm like the CT scan one or anything, but then they put me back in the little tubey thing. Well, I shouldn't say little, this one's bigger. And then she did a set of other images, which is maybe like 12 minutes long. And then she took me out. She said she did a few extra ones at that time, which I appreciate. Like if I'm there, I'd rather them just get like what they need. But anyway, so off I went for that one. And then I also had, sorry, this is funny that I just coughed. I also had a breathing test, which I think has made me start coughing a lot because they put a little clamp on your nose, you put your mouth into this tube, you're put into a phone booth type of thing, and then you have to do all these breathing exercises. So the first one, well, I don't know if it was first, but like things like, okay, pant like a dog. So you feel kind of stupid doing them, but you know that it's for an important reason. So like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I'm doing them, and then there's one where you had to like take a deep breath in and like breathe out as fast and as hard as you could. Well, apparently I'm not very good at that test. And if you know me, like I like to be good at things. So I had to do that one a couple times in a row. She's like, no, I really need you to breathe out harder. And I was like, I really am trying to breathe out as hard as I can, but I'm struggling here to meet your expectations. But anyways, I think I actually may have hurt my lungs on that one, because for the rest of the day, like it felt like kind of sore, like stinging almost, and I kept coughing, and I'm still coughing, and it's almost a week later. So I don't know if the two are related, but I feel like they might be. But it was really fast. It was only like 15 minutes in, out. You don't have to change for that one. Super simple. And then I had my echo, which is the heart test, just on Friday. Today's Sunday. And that one was super easy too. You only have to change from your waist up. So it's like, if I don't know how to put on this gown, like who cares? Because I just need to cover up here and we're good. So it was super easy. They take you into a room. She first did like the ultrasound on my chest here. They put that cold stuff on. It moving around, you can kind of hear it at times. Like, and I thought it was kind of neat. Like, I would like to be able to see these things and to learn more when they're doing it, but I just kind of stay quiet and just let them do their work. And then so once they're done here, she went down to here to like my ribs, which was a little bit more tricky because she said that my ribs, like the space in between them or whatever, was really small, and their camera was quite large. So that one took a long time. So you're kind of like in an awkward position. They ended up in, these beds are really cool because there's like the center part will just drop out. So she let it drop out, and you're like, oh, cool. And then she was able to go under and get what she needs. Then after that one, she did here and then here. And the whole test actually took a while. Like, I want to say it was like maybe 25 minutes, half an hour to do that echo test. So it was a bit longer than I thought. Sometimes she would ask me to like breathe in a little bit or breathe out a lot. I guess just to kind of, be able to get the image that she needs. So that was easy peasy. They're all really easy tests except for the breathing test, which I fail apparently. But they're super nice people to work with, and it's not hard or anything. So tomorrow I have my PET scan in Toronto, which will be super exciting to get done, just because then that will help determine my stage of cancer. I think like it will show where it spread. So I'll do a different video on that one. But yeah, I think they'll compare the results to the CT scan to the PET scan. So I have to bring a disc of my CT scan results to my PET scan, and then I think they look at it. And then when I meet with my doctors on Wednesday, they'll tell me how I did on my tests, which I tried really hard on. So hoping I did a good job. That's my update.